will get this season underway as toe meets leather. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Play fake on first down to throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Let's take a second to look at the big picture for Georgia Tech. They start the season in the top 10. Ideal position to make a run. But what do they need to avoid?
Well, I think you avoid the talks about me and where we're at, because that doesn't matter. This team's got a lot to prove. It's a very talented team, but they got to start the season off fast. That first impression makes a big deal in all these voters, Jesse.
Yeah, I think a lot of these players are hungry to prove that top 10 ranking is legit. But talking to some of their guys too, David, they actually feel like they're not ranked high enough. They actually feel disrespected being where they are, which is pretty amazing considering this is already a really great jumping point. I can't wait to see how they play today.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. Third and long. Ball's at the 25. They'll move the wide receiver. Back to pass. It's Bryant. Makes the grab. It's Powell. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
The Yellow Jackets with the 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Got a man. It's Powell. Turning it on. Across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 48. An explosive play gets this offense working.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Fires to the tight end. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
Dropping back, it's Bryant. That's caught, it's Powell. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. Just not able to shake enough defenders and comes up a little bit short.
And I think a lot of times on third down, Reese, you bet on your guy. When you're an offensive guy, you say, okay, he's going to break a tackle, he's going to get north and south and somehow get the first down. Nice tackling by the defense, understanding where they had to get to and forcing the fourth down.
It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Desperately wanted to convert on fourth down, but couldn't do it. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. Now, guys, when it comes to LSU, everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of effort on the part of the coaches, David. I think they believe they've got the roster in place now to have success.
Yeah, because when you bring people in, a lot of times you tick people off on your own roster. So when you only bring a few in, you cherry pick some elite talent and some real concerns that you have, sometimes it just addresses everything you need.
Got out of trouble and throws. Snags it over the middle. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Now it's 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Quarterback may change this route. Try to get it to the edge. And some room to work. Breaks into the open. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gained a little bit of everything on that one. Up to 45 yards on the ground already. That is a way to make a statement early. After that big play, they're trying to pay it off right on the goal line. Wants to throw. It's Hebert. Touchdown, Tigers! Quick strike through the air for the score. They strike first, and that opening drive of the season could not have gone better.
And the passing game paying dividends right now for this offense. They just had a big play through the air to get him down in the situation. So let the quarterback deal. Great job reading coverage. He found his open target, accurate throw, and 2 plays through the air, and they've got 6 points on the board.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. He's going to swing it into the heart of the field.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. The offense sets up shop at the 46 on 1st down. Looking downfield on 1st down. Makes the catch and steps out of bounds, but short of the 1st down mark.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
On the run, it's Powell. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
And the Yellow Jackets really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. To the air, it's Bryant. Catch in the middle, it's Godfrey. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on 1st down.
Obviously, 3rd downs are so critical because you get an extra chance to wear that defense out. Great job by the offense. Great job by the quarterback completing the pass, getting the 1st down, moving the sticks, fresh set of down.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. But if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Out onto the field. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touch? There he goes! And the big game, they've got it on the 46.
Well, there's the offense trying to take advantage of this running back speed. I like the call. Hand off to the left, to the outside. Put him in space and let him go to work.
The Tigers, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
That's why as quarterbacks you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. They evened things up the last time they had it, and the defense helped them out and a chance to go on top with this drive. Takes a handoff. It's Powell. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking for a man. It's Bryant. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Pressure coming. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Finds his tight end. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Man, these plays are really, really simple. Really easy to run. I like it. Just drop back as a quarterback, see the big fella, wait for him to get open, hit him, get a nice positive gain.
They'll go back to the ground. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And that's how you respond as a defense, man. You give up 9 yards on first down. 2nd down, man, they bring some pressure. They are in the backfield fast, and they make the tackle for a loss and completely flip the script. Almost a guaranteed first down on 2nd down, and now maybe even put them in a passing situation on 3rd down.
Pocket breaking down. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
And I love playing man coverage on the back end, getting those receivers' faces. Don't let them feel comfortable and run zone where they can find all these holes in the zone, and my rush can't get home. Pressure them, pressure them, pressure them.
Slips through the line. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Back to throw, it's Bryant. Under fire. Here's a heat. Short gain on the play before he slides.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Line getting set on 2nd down. Using his legs, it's Powell. Not much much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The Yellow Jackets are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. Intercepted deep in his own end. Got some room to run.
Sometimes the quarterback puts that zip on it. You can hear it. And sometimes he uses the lob wedge where it takes a little time to get there. That time he used the lob wedge, and the defender came in and made the interception. Big play for this defense early.
From the gun, the ground game. At the 45 on his way. He's now up to 58 yards rushing already. You want to talk about establishing the running game. They're doing that in the season opener. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. We've got a good one going here and looking forward to keeping those vibes going here in the second quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Off the play fake on 1st down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. And that one goes incomplete, but there is a penalty flag, and they might have gotten him for OPI. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Just couldn't quite hook up on that last pass play. Now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw, it's Hebert. Got it in the middle, it's Boyd. They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down coming.
Now, I got to tell you, as an offense, moving forward in this game, 3rd and long, you're going to have to push the ball downfield a little bit more. You got to throw to the sticks and give yourself a chance to convert these 3rd downs.
They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. From 55 yards out, and he's got it. Never a doubt. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, got a final score in a big top 25 matchup today. Auburn went on the road and just dominated. And that's one way to grab attention on a national level. Make a statement in someone else's house and prove you're legit. And did the Tigers ever do that? Top 25 teams and a very clear outcome today, guys. Ought to be fun to see how the rankings are impacted this week.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. They'll open this drive, hoping to move it down the field. A touchdown would give them the lead. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. The short hands, it's Phillips. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of a quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Off the play fake. Looking left. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. Just inside the 35, 1st and 10 from the 34. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Stop just inside the 25. Will mark it at the 24. Pickup of 10 and a first down.
It's really hard when you get in those predictable situations. Defenses are sitting on the sticks. Receivers have to understand where that first down marker is. Heads up play, nose for the first down marker. Get in there and get it.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Oh, he's got some space. Really good running. Gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. And the Yellow Jackets can really attack on this second and short. Wide receiver going in motion. Power football with the run. Runs through the tackle. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, second and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's third down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. Fourth down, baby.
On fourth down, looking to pass. Converts on fourth down, and he's still going. Touchdown! Georgia Tech made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. Timing and better execution, that is just what a quarterback and wide receiver need.
And it's timing, it's route running, right? You got to be precise. You got to know exactly what yard you're running to. The quarterback receiver on the same page. That's why you get the touchdown.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. You kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a...
Got it in stride inside the 20. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Tigers.
That is exactly what you want from your quarterback. Hanging in there, letting the route develop, throwing the football down the field while you're getting hit, and the receiver does the rest and runs into the end zone for the touchdown.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Godfrey. Stopped at the 29, but found a little running room after coming out of the end zone. The Ramblin' Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
This is a good sign for this defense. The rate they were going, not touching the quarterback, him already having 2 touchdown passes in the first half, this was not going to be a fun football game to watch. Now they're turning the tide a little bit, getting a little bit of pressure, getting us out.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Dropping back, it's Bryant. He's looking deep. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4 points.
Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. To the ground with the back. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. He's up to 51 yards rushing in this first half, and he is making quite the impression in the opener. The Tigers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. Looking to take a shot. He's got it up to 30. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. Offense has it at the 28 on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly to the flat, wide receiver screen. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. And the Tigers in a good spot here with second and short. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. And you saw another great example right there.
And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
All right, offense has got to be better. You've done a nice job getting the football to this point in the red zone, but now you can't go backwards. You've got to be able to get rid of the football if it's not there, and that was a terrible play giving up the sack.
Looking downfield, it's Hebert using the back as a receiver on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. And whatever they did on first and second down, don't do that anymore. Third and very long coming up. Throws to the wideout. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. And the field goal unit is on the field. And he'll need to curl this one in from 44 yards out on the right hash. Absolutely center cut. That pushes the lead to 6 at 20-14. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. North Carolina overcame a sloppy start and just put the finishing touches on a notable road win. And to pick yourself up and dust yourself off away from Chapel Hill, these Tar Heels got to be thrilled with this result. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Wants to fire on second down. Got a man. It's Madden. Gets it out to about the 35-yard line. That's where they'll mark him out of bounds in this offense trying to put something together. The Yellow Jackets come to the line trying to find a way to convert on third and very short. They'll try to get it through the air. Throws to the tight end. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
You know, it's funny. That's probably the most discombobulated the offense has looked so far in this game, right? After watching that incompletion there on third down.
They faked it. Snapped it to the up man. And no guts, no glory. They pick up the first down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. And the Yellow Jackets have it with a 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. To throw, it's Bryant. Throws for the tight end. They needed a big play, and they got it. And the foot down for the first down.
Well, this offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And already in the second quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
Caught over the middle. It's Phillips. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, get those first downs, get those big chunks.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. To the air on first down. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
I just love the offense managing the clock in that situation, David. There was absolutely no panic. Calm, cool, and collected all the way down the field, scoring the touchdown, and now giving themselves an opportunity to take the lead in there at halftime.
And the other side of that coin, Palmer, is the defense, man. Like, we got to keep them in bounds. We got to make sure we're not giving up big plays. They can throw it over the middle of the field. The clock's our friend, and they didn't execute good enough down the stretch of that drive to force a field goal.
They'll be able to snap it once more before the end of the half. Looking for a man. It's Hebert. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and it just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Yellow Jackets will kick it off to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They ought to have some confidence based on that first half performance, but they certainly can't let up in a game like this.
And I think this possession is really, really important. I say that because they had a lot of success, but they're still losing. The defense can't stop anyone. They need to set the tone here in the second half.
And it's exactly that, David. You got to create momentum here early in the second half. You only do that by going out, marching the ball down the field, and scoring right away, trying to put pressure on the opposing offense.
Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete. The Tigers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Looking to throw, it's Hebert. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. He'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. Motion from the wideout. Gonna run it. It's Powell. Finding open areas.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Gonna swing it on 2nd down. Grab near the marker. It's Phillips. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains.
Got like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
Keeping it on the ground with the running back. Shakes off the defender.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
They'll move the wide receiver. Early movement on the offense, and they'll push it back 5 yards. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Wide receiver comes in motion. Trying play action. Caught near the sticks. It's Godfrey. He's out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
It's so nice as a quarterback when you've got a guy like that working for you in the slot. He has such a good feel to find the open spaces in the defense. Just makes life so much easier for his quarterback.
And the Yellow Jackets look to keep this drive humming. Looking to pass. It's Bryant. Throws to the tight end. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
Just such a nice job by him understanding his responsibility in that cover 2 zone scheme. He's just floating over the middle of the field. He's just very aware of tight ends and running backs around him. And as soon as he sees color, as soon as he sees an intended target, he's already running that way. He's able to jump the throw and pick it up.
He never had a chance on the draw, tackled almost as soon as he got the ball.
You try to go draw, but there's just way too much penetration in the middle of the offensive line. And then the offense has a negative play.
second down, they'll go to the air. Rushes on him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And this is why this team is losing this game. They cannot protect their quarterback. He's already been sacked a bunch of times, almost got sacked right there. This guy doesn't have a chance with the way this offensive line is playing.
Another incompletion on third down.
One thing this defense always talks about is getting off the field. Last drive, they forced the punt. Here on third down, what a great job flying to the football, getting a hit, forcing an incompletion. They may be jogging off here soon again.
They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Wide receiver going in motion. From the gun, running back on the move. He's into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 47.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
Now, you might have the defense's head spinning a little bit now. Hit him with a big run, now they hit him with a big pass.
Man, it's so hard to defend both. You know that. Which coverage do I want to put? Do I put more people in the box to stop the run? When you've got this kind of balance on offense, the defense can't be right.
Now, that's a really nice job by this defense, maintaining outside leverage and knocking him down behind the line. The Yellow Jackets now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Looking to throw, it's Bryant. Bringing the heat. Jumped on top of the pile. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line on third and short, trying to convert here. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Makes the grab. They will score. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big body frames, threaten them to run the football, be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Got his man in the middle. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there. LSU quick to the line. They'll go to the air on second and short. Got it in the middle. It's Watkins. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Johnson.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Back to throw, it's Abear. Sets up the screen. No, sirree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
And you're trying to get the ball to the running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
Back to pass on second down. Looking to the big tight end. Makes the grab. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play has this offense in business. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds his man. It's Johnson. Inside the 15. Out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball to the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Back to pass. This one's complete. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. They'll send the tight end in motion. He'll wedge it in there on the quarterback sneak. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And nice job by this defense. You kind of knew something like this was coming. Great job. You got to get penetration. First thing you have to do is get up under that center. Make it really hard for him to go forward right now. Nice penetration, stopping the quarterback sneak in its tracks.
He wants to change this route. Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. Fired in from the red zone for the score. This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, it just gets in the zone, right? And you can't miss. You've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
He's not going to make it in as this defense comes up with the stop on the 2-point conversion to hold on to their lead. He'll bring it out. It's Godfrey. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Fires to the big fella. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too? Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on 1st down, setting up an easier 2nd down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big game. That makes life really easy on that 2nd down.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
You know what's interesting? At this point of the game, with the lead in the fourth quarter, the defense is expecting them to run the ball, and because they're putting so many guys close to the line of scrimmage, they're taking advantage, throwing it 2 straight completions now back-to-back.
To the air, it's Bryant. Here comes the heat. Makes the grab. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Caught near the sticks. It's Phillips. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. The Yellow Jackets will line it up on 1st and 10. This tight end just creates matchup problems no matter how you try to defend him.
How about the catch radius on him, too? So as a quarterback, you don't have to be perfect when throwing it to him. You just got to get it somewhere in his vicinity, and he can come up with the catch.
Got 3 on 1st down and 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. Fires toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
This offense isn't calling the dogs off in this game. We're here late. They're still taking shots, and a big reason why is how good this quarterback has been all game long. 4 touchdown passes. He's reading the defense. He's playing in rhythm. He's throwing on time. He's been accurate. And late in the game, they're still letting him take shots.
Under fire. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Absolutely perfect. Now it'll take a touchdown to beat him, a 5-point lead here in the 4th. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Liberty overcame a sloppy start and just put the finishing touches on a notable road win. And to pick yourself up and dust yourself off away from Lynchburg, these Flames gotta be thrilled with the result. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Turning it on! They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
From the gun to give, looking for room. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the 1st down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man downfield. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
Well, you can see the effect that last run play had on the defense. They had a really good-looking run, and all of a sudden they come back with play action. Everybody bites. They play downhill, and it opens up a guy up top for the offense. Really nice job setting up that shot play to get an explosive one through the air.
They'll leave it with him. They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Dropping back, it's Hebert. Gets it out quickly. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback quarterback, this guy is virtually uncoverable.
Picked up some yardage on that completion, but still a third down. Leaves it with the running back. Fights off the defender. Defense is there to make the stop, and he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6.
I love the play call running the football here in the fourth quarter because with the score what it is right now, everything is at your disposal on offense. You are not panicking. This isn't throw every single down, all of a sudden 2-minute air raid type stuff. You can run the ball. You can do all of your stuff, personnel, shifting, motioning. You just got to be very, very careful and absolutely cannot turn it over.
Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over it.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And then my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He did in that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field making the nice tackle.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and the defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback. And you really struggle protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy up front.
Tight end now in motion. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. Looking to get it in. Touchdown, LSU! They move on top here in the 4th.
And that is phenomenal quarterbacking. Understanding right away. Dude, you're going to bring pressure. I'm getting the ball to my playmaker right now. Let him do the rest. Let him glide into the end zone. Make me look really good. Good timing. Good decision by the quarterback getting it out quick.
Up by 1, they'll try to get the deuce and make it a field goal edge. To the air, it's Abear. It's caught for the 2.
Well, that's the right call to go for 2 right there because the analytics say if you get it, you now make it a 3-point game and your opponent can only tie with the field goal. If you've gone for 1, your opponent can take the lead with the kick, so nice job there getting it executed.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. The offense has it now at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Looking downfield on 1st down. He'll get rid of it. He's got him wide open. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam.
And that right there might be the play that they look back on if they end up winning this game as the key play in the game. In a 2-minute situation trailing, you're just trying to get a completion to get the momentum going, but they come up with a huge explosive play, and that might be the one that wins the game.
So now the opportunity to take the lead with a 1st and goal here. They'll try to get it in with the run. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, this running back has struggled to find anywhere to go, and I think one reason why is this linebacker and his speed. He did a great job there identifying where the ball was going to go. He didn't let anybody block him. Made his way to the running back and got him on the ground. Nice job.
Here's the pressure. Takes a hit as he fires. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are. You're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now. If you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Down in the final period in a tight game, and they will go for it on 4th and goal. To the air, it's Bryant. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
And they're able to score on a drive where they had to have it this late in the game, and they look to their playmaker on the outside to win that one-on-one matchup.
Big-time moments. Who do you trust as a quarterback? You could tell this was a big moment. He threw it to his big play wide receiver. He knew he would come down to it, and now the big play in the 4th quarter for the touchdown.
That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run it from the gun. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line? They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Unloads to the wideout. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged in the middle, it's Watkins. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Makes the grab on the left.
And now this is the time in the game where the clock's fighting against you, and you can only take so many shots like that and get no gain. We got to get out of bounds, or we got to waste timeouts. So we got to be smart offensively in what we do here.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Scanning the field, it's Abear. Catch in the middle, it's Turner.
What a great job by the quarterback working through his progressions here. In a 2-minute situation, he doesn't force it down the field if it's not open. Check it down to your back, let him go to work, and he comes up with a huge play.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Turner. The Tigers in the hurry-up. Wants to adjust the pattern. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fires deep toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Well, this defense is still playing so hard here late in the game in the 4th quarter. Offense taking a shot into the end zone. Defender in incredible position, and he's able to knock that one away incomplete.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting... heat and forcing the incompletion.
This really has been a master class by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
A shot toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And if you're the defense right now, you've given up some yards on this drive, but you've got a possession lead. You just need one more stop after that last incompletion setting up fourth down. Do you blitz? Do you try to speed up the QB? Let's find out and watch.
Gotta have it here on fourth down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
Nice job by this defense in a clutch moment. You knew they were going to throw the football fourth down. Great coverage, break on the football, force the incompletion, and more importantly, you get the ball back to your offense with a chance to just run this clock and get out of here with a win.
You work all offseason for that, the chance to take a knee and punctuate an opening victory to this season. How much fun was that? And you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive. Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and the higher-ranked team was ranked higher for a reason. At the end of the day, when it came down to it, they made the biggest plays in the most critical moments. Both of these teams have tremendous playmakers, and they're both going to make a lot of noise late in the college football season, but give the higher-ranked team tons of credit. They earned this one.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.